All right, here's your moment, guys. Jack Flaherty yesterday got a lot of love for this tweet and a lot of hate for this tweet, depending on who you are. He said a certain team is not ruining baseball. A lot of other teams are just doing very little. Not many
Agreed.
players have cojones like that.
I love
Free
it.
agents to throw that out there.
Well, he's basically saying someone come sign me too. Because he had a good year last year. He had a really good year last year.
He's frustrated.
He's frustrated. Now, the question is, why is he not being signed? Is it because the Yankees failed his physical?
Yes.
So other teams are like, well, the Yankees failed him. We've got to be careful.
Yes.
I mean, clearly the Dodgers didn't give a crap, and he went out and pitched well and held them to a World Series. So.
I know, but the problem that I have, well, it's not a problem, but the analogy I look at is everyone, if you're a fantasy baseball player, everyone's got that team or teams in the league where they're consistently good, and whoever they like or don't like gets overvalued or undervalued, if that makes sense. They'll be like, oh, they have this player, he must be good because this team always wins. To me, that's what some teams will do with the medical situation. Well, the Yankees flunked him, and they should have top-level doctors and medical staff. We might not be as built up as they are behind the scenes, but we sure as hell are going to jump on that train. And it's different. What you explained, AJ, with the Dodgers is taking them on for a few months. I happen to be on the other side of this and think that the Yankees have made quite a few mistakes on medical evaluations lately. So I would actually be like, I find value here because they screwed up. They thought Montas was good. He wasn't. They thought Flaherty wasn't. He is. I said Flaherty weird. But anyway, that's my thought.
Let me ask you this. If you go to a doctor, okay, if I go to a doctor and I say my elbow's hurting, my back's hurting, one doctor will tell you it's fine. You go to the next doctor and he might say, hey, you got to have surgery tomorrow. You're going to be paralyzed for the rest of your life. You go to a third doctor and he might say something completely different. So you just never know. I remember I broke my wrist one time. The White Sox team doctor goes, oh, you got to have surgery. You're done for the year. And I'm like, whoa, let me go get a second opinion. I went to a guy in Cleveland that's a hand guy. He's like, no, I wouldn't tell my son to have surgery. He's like, you can play when you can handle the pain. 2 weeks later, I was playing. Right? I would have been out for the year, but instead I got to play again. Why? Because doctors, it's not like a perfect science. Like everyone, you could find 7 radiologists to look at an MRI and doctors, and 7 of them could give you different opinions on what they're looking at. It's not like it's an exact science where you can just see things and treatment and people heal differently and all that. So I don't know. I disagree with this. I think teams should do their homework, and I think the team should do what they do and figure it out. But I mean, Jack Flaherty needs to be signed.
I mean, let's get back to the fact that he sent this tweet out and he's unemployed right now. Is he going to get a job? Absolutely, he's going to get a job. How many times do we have guys on that are like that, or even guys that we text or call and be like, hey, you want to come on? After I sign. Guys just historically have wanted to lay low. For what reason that is, have no idea. Maybe it's across the board. I've never been a big-time free agent like Jack Flaherty. If I would say something like that as a minor league free agent in the offseason, that's a good reason for teams to not sign me. Jack Flaherty is going to get signed. He's above this. And so I give him so much credit for saying this because it's somebody that's living it right now and isn't afraid of the repercussions from it, isn't afraid that, I just don't know how it's going to be perceived. He told the truth, and that's it. And I love that. I love that he did that because very few guys in baseball, and maybe even in sports, are able to do that or have the cojones to do it.
Yeah. By the way, it's not like the league doesn't try to make things a little more justified and even keel. You used to be able to pay bonus money to an international player with no limitations, right? Yohan Moncada signed for a ton of bonus money. Mm-hmm. That's changed. That's why Roki and Ohtani can't get big money when they come over, okay? So that got capped. That was a cap, like a salary cap on international money because they didn't want the big teams to do that. Plus, it suppresses player salaries, okay? That's just a fact. That's what happened. We have a soft salary cap in baseball. I don't know if anyone's aware of that. You know we have a soft salary cap?
No, it's a luxury tax thing.
Okay.
Some teams refuse to go over it.
Yeah. Do we have a soft salary floor?
The Marlins are proving that we don't.
No. Every team, I mean, not every team, but many teams are proving that we don't. So we don't have a floor. We have a cap, soft cap. We don't have a floor. There are tons of draft pick compensation situations that happen. there is a lot of money that is given down to the smaller teams when bigger teams go over the soft cap. It's not getting spent. So the real question is, you need to go to your local politician in baseball and say, hey, can you force some of the smaller teams to actually spend the money that's coming in? Why not? Well, because they're the bosses and they're voting for the process to not punish them. That's the whole problem in our sport. So the real way to solve this, in my mind, is to have the owners that give a crap put pressure and penalties on the owners that are causing the problems in our sport. It'll never happen because they're all unified. But that's the only way. What I'm saying is, you have to get those.
Okay, let me ask this.
They have to get kicked out of the sport.
Let me ask you this, and I'll ask you and Kratz this question. If everybody wants a salary cap so badly, and it means that much to everybody out there, and I've seen this on Twitter a lot lately, and I've seen this on social media a lot lately, and I'm going to ask the question here on national television. Are you willing to miss the 27 season for a salary cap and a salary floor? Because if you get a cap, you're going to have to get a floor. So are you willing to miss, if not all of the 27 season, a majority of it? Because if they go hard cap, the owners, the players aren't going to do it. It's going to take a miracle for them to have a season in 27.
Also, hot take, you're going to get more dynasties if you have a cap. I'm not going to get into all the reasons right now, but we can at some point. But you're not solving the world's problems with a cap.
So they're not willing to do that.
Me, no. I don't want to miss a segment. I'm good.
They're not willing to miss a season. The owners are not willing to miss a season. They barely made it through, their words, not mine, barely made it through COVID. Loss. Just massive losses. Astronomical losses, I think was the exact quote. And so they're not willing to do that because they're not going to vote through it. And there's something massive. You're talking about something massive, like union changing massive that they want in. So they'd have to give something up on the other side. They're not willing to let guys go to free agency in 4 years. They're not willing to do those types of things. So it's all for nothing.
The scale of losses across the league is biblical.
Thank you. I said astronomical.
We're going to step aside. You Google that quote. Look it up. Spend some time with that. Okay?
That's your team. That's your team, by the way.
Here's my problem with grocery shopping. I don't want to waste precious time in life making the trip to the store, and I've got food allergies that make my in-person experience even more of a challenge. Those problems are now gone. Introducing Hungry Root to the FT fam.
Now we can all be bougie with our own personal shopper to handle the food shopping, including recs based on what you're looking to put in your body.
Just say, hey, Hungry Root, here's what I'm looking for, and they load up your cart with personalized recommendations. And those recs keep evolving as they learn about what you're into.
You're going to love Hungry Root as much as FT does. Take advantage of this exclusive offer for a limited time. Get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/FT and use code FT. That's hungryroot.com/FT, code FT to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/FT, code FT. Get after it, FT fam.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.